Hello there, I'm V. Never would I have assumed that posting a quick clip from my gallery of me and my buddy hunting would have blown up the way it did, but I'm going to capitalize on that regardless by doing a video of me reading some of the comments and commenting on some of the things that people have commented on my video where people have been commenting. Let's get started with some of the more popular comments are actually more about my buddy's rifle. Alright, so Brandon Feenstra 2035 says, nice Sako, I don't know how you'd pronounce it. I'm going to call it Sako. Sako S20. That is in fact a Sako hunting rifle. Somebody else also commented, really smart move using a bench gun for as a hunting rifle. That is in fact a Sako. It's a fantastic hunting rifle brand. 6.5 Creedmoor is what he was using. Great rifle. As for the bench stock he was using, we're not millionaires. Not everybody can afford multiple rifles or multiple stocks for their rifles. He was just using whatever he had on hand. Also, somebody else pointed out that a long-range rifle like that 6.5 Creedmoor for the Sako doesn't do all that well in very dense forest areas, and you'd be right about that. But that's not where we were hunting. We were hiking through that forest to get up to an actual spot where a long-range rifle not only works, but works very well. None of you saw what I was carrying. I was rocking this bad boy. This is a 1936. Double check, make sure that's all nice and clear for gun for safety purposes. Nice and clear. I was carrying my 1936 Mosin Nagant from the Soviet Union. I took a piece of Soviet history with me into the woods and used it to hunt deer. Now, a lot of people are gonna hate me for this. If Brandon Herrera ever saw this video, he'll probably track me down and shoot me in the face. For how old this rifle is, it still holds up to this day as one of the greatest rifles ever created, in my opinion. To an extent, it's still being used. However ineffectually and however bad of a decision may be, it's still currently being used even in modern warfare, going up against modern sniper rifles over in Ukraine. So for a rifle this old, it's in pretty great shape, and it shoots just as accurately as it always has. Now you can send your hate letters to your own butthole, because I am not going to listen to any crap about me hunting with a piece of Soviet history. That's entirely my business. Don't worry, I cleaned that thing out and showed it a lot of love. It's doing pretty great. Alright. Slava with the good eye. Yeah, that's definitely true. I have spectacular vision. I've never gotten tested, but I spotted that, so we'll say that was pretty good. Alright, so one of the more popular comments is from Dace Erickson. He says, I like how they're complaining about how dumb other hunters are when they're wearing camouflage with Hunter Orange. Somebody else commented actually asking about why people wear Hunter Orange with camo. The reason for that is entirely for, your own safety. A lot of you probably have seen that video of a grouse hunter who was out there with his buddy and got shot in the ass by some guy who, pulled the trigger without checking what he was actually shooting at. Which goes to the 4 basic rules of gun safety, one of which is be sure of what your target is before you, shoot it. Deer don't see things the way we do. Their vision is very limited on the color spectrum. It's mostly like a very, very mute sort of yellowish green. So wearing orange doesn't stand out to them at all. What does stand out to them are big blocky patterns, which is why people wear camouflage, even though camouflage also in theory doesn't really make a difference when it comes to hunting deer. In fact, a lot of the old school hunters from the last couple of generations, they would often say, oh, our grandfathers, right, they used to go out and hunt deer with flannels on, big red flannels. And there's a reason for that. It's because the stripes on the flannels would break up the pattern, the big blocky pattern of a human torso, to a point where a deer won't notice it all that well, because again, they don't see color the way we do. There really is no point in wearing camouflage when you go hunting. Hunter Orange is for our safety entirely. There are a lot of Hunter Orange vests and jackets and whatnot that have camouflage patterning on them with just a slightly different shade of orange to help break up that blocky blocky look so that deer don't notice you as easily. We were wearing just basic orange vest and camouflage underneath, mostly because it is fall and it was extremely cold in most hunter clothes. Some of the warmer ones are just designed with hunter camo on them, purely because of how popular it is with people. People assume, I'm in camouflage, no one can see me. Well, humans might not be able to notice you. That's why we wear orange. But the deer don't care. So a lot of people say that they've actually used to do this for some reason. Like, they would skin a deer out there, which standard stuff. You shoot a deer, you're not going to drag the whole thing back home with you. You skin it, you take what you need, you discard the rest, because the rest is going to get eaten up by coyotes or just decay out in nature. It's, you know, this whole circle of life thing. You just take what you need to leave the rest. But to hang it up on a tree trunk to make it look like there's a deer standing there, just to trick people to shooting into it. You know, actually, if you do that and then you come back and it's full of holes, somebody was either goofing off, which during deer season, no one's just going to be randomly firing off rounds because you're ruining your own chances of finding something. I mean, it's bad enough there's already way too many hunters and not enough deer. You'd be ruining your chances by just firing off rounds. So most likely somebody actually shot at it, not knowing that it was just the hide, which hopefully made them realize once they got up to it that they should probably circle back and reteach themselves the rules of firearm safety, because you should not be shooting at something if you're not 100% sure that is exactly what you need to be shooting at. Anywho, moving on. Emperor Luna 6792 says, it's like a Looney Tunes episode. I was waiting for an angry naked deer to come out of a lake and grab it and put its coat back on. Interesting visual, thank you very much. It looks like a hide of a deer. It is. A buddy went hunting in California back in the 80s and was about to shoot a deer, but something was off. It was another hunter wearing a deer skin sneaking up on a deer. So that's how the Indians did it. Buck made him hang up the deer skin on a fallen tree and chase down a game warden. They went to where the deer skin was hung in the tree and it was full of bullet holes. Classy. Also, don't do that. That is a fantastic way of getting shot. If you need a little reminder, here's the video of a guy getting shot in the butt again. Alright, moving on. Stuff you'll run into on public land is wild. Yeah. Ran into a blown up lawnmower once hunting public land. It's definitely, some people are definitely weird. To be fair, sticks look like partridge when you're 3 Red Bull deep out on a bird hunt. I think if you're seeing sticks to be partridge, you should probably cut down on the Red Bull there, buddy. Must be from New Jersey. Did they Jersey deer? God, what's a Jersey deer? Hold on. All right, this might be a mistake. I'm gonna look up Jersey deer. Just a deer in Jersey. Fantastic. All right, waste of time. There's a naked deer running around the woods. You know, luckily I haven't run into him. When I do, I'm gonna need a lot of therapy. At Ezekiel Acevedo Z21 says, sometimes when deer start to sweat, they hang their coats to dry. Also, when they take baths, they remove their coats so it doesn't get wet and cold. I can confirm this is the truth. I am a deer. I would know. Christopher, you are not a deer. If you are anything, you're probably a skinwalker, in which case, be gone before the internet gets to you. There's something weird about the internet. They have a weird obsession with skinwalkers. Don't be a skinwalker and be anywhere near a Redditor. They'll do things to you. I got one just like that in my backyard. He's fast. I haven't been able to hit him yet. You know, it's probably because they lose all that weight, right? If you chop your head off with those big antlers, right? That's like at least 20 pounds that just is just right off your shoulders. I'm sure you could run like hell with all that weight off. It looks like a donkey. Lol. Skinwalker must have hung it out to dry. Skinwalkers are hunting donkeys now? Are you saying skinwalkers are out here hunting for ass? That's the stuff of nightmares. Another hide lying on the ground about 10 feet from him. It was actually, we don't point it out in the video, but there was actually another hide lying not too far from that one, just on the ground. It just wasn't as funny as the one that looked like it was still standing up. I definitely put a round in that wood. We did not, because we are professional gunmen. We are not, I'm lying, but I have been around guns since I was a child, so I am very well versed in the rules of gun safety. And I am well experienced with what happens when gun safety rules are not followed, but that's a story for a different time. We looked at the deer. It definitely looked like a deer. Well, we took a closer look at it through some binoculars, realized it didn't have a head, got a little closer to it, realized it was just a hide, so we definitely didn't put a round into it because we were, like I said, we were hiking up to our actual hunting spot, and we didn't want to scare off whatever was in the woods. We wanted to find something. Skinned in the wood. Yes, people skin deer in the woods. That is what happens when you shoot something. In the woods, you skin it right there, and you only take what you need. The rest you leave for nature to take care of. Coyotes and bears eat the carcass, and the rest decays and rots and becomes plants, so that the wildlife has something to feed on. Come across headless deer before. I believe most of them were nice big bucks that we killed just for the rack. It sickens me to see that people don't want to follow the rules of hunting to get a buck the right way. Rather, they just kill it whenever and take the head and leave everything else. Some people shouldn't have the right to hunt if they do that. That is not actually what happened, surprisingly. The people that did skin the deer and left its hide there, they did take the meat. I'm not a big fan of trophy hunting. If you want the deer's antlers, go out and pick someone at sheds. Go out into the woods and find some shed antlers. Don't kill an animal just for that. If you're gonna kill it, eat it. It's the proper thing to do. Well, that just about covers all the interesting comments, at least the ones I wanted to point out. I'm a huge fan of Soviet and Slavic guns. The AK is my favorite gun of all time. Mosin is a close second, and that is exactly what I was using out there that one time. And you can send your hate mail to nobody. I won't listen. I won't care. I do what I want. Bite me. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Probably going to be trying to make some more videos now. I don't know if I want to become an influencer of any kind, but hey, might as well hop on the train if it's going, right? Thanks for watching, and will you see me? Or will you not?